Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits. We have another item from the vaults to share with you. No, I'm kidding. We're here. We're back. We are live.
Psych. Everybody's back. Back from the crib.
We are back in a room. It's been a month.
Wow.
It's been a month since we've been in a room together.
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Hey, everyone. This is Liza, and I'm back. And I brought some friends with me here in the studio. I've got the lovely Douglas with me.
Hey there, Wiggy Wax.
That's old school.
Yeah,
I'm bringing it back.
Bringing it back to
Deep
Wiggy
dive.
Wax.
And back where he belongs, running the board. It's Stumpy John.
I am Iron Man.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You'll understand that later.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Balls of steel.
Body of steel.
Bringing that
baby.
back,
Basically,
too.
it's going to come up.
Yeah, it'll come up.
And doing what he does best, man spreading on the couch. It's Craig the Giant.
Zit, zit, zit.
We had a little bit of a man spreading accident in the garage.
Oh,
today.
yeah. We just heard about that.
Something fall out.
Yeah, new guy realized he'd split his pants and had no underwear on.
Yeah, he was
and-
going commando all day. Working on his Viffer.
I can't believe he didn't know.
Well, I guess it happens. I bet you who would know if his balls are hanging out. It's Ray Ray.
I checked his pants. Everything looked fine to me. I don't know what he was talking about.
I
did
saw a
they
lot of Ray's
smell?
balls in Pakistan, I will
Wait,
say.
you checked his pants?
Well, he was standing in front of me, as he was telling us about his, misadventures.
Okay, we're just going to leave that one there on the table. And of course, it's everybody's favorite adventurer, Naked Jim.
Hey, I'm here. Yeah. I exist. Says we're throwing it back. Hey, wig wags, I exist.
And I think the person who missed us the most, I'm guessing, it's Bagel.
Back with glad to see all of you all again.
Yay!
Yep.
Yeah, so well, we've all been out and about, and we've got some tales to tell, and we might as well get into it. But first, just wanted to say it was also a really great day in the garage
Yeah.
today.
It was beautiful out.
Yeah, we had a lot
Great
of people
company.
show up. A lot of people needed help. No Emma.
Made
So it
some
was like the
deals.
good old days where we had to step up and just go, well, just start taking shit apart. I can't tell you how to
Nobody
fix it.
peed in an airbox today that we know of.
That we know of.
No, didn't you pee in the cooler though?
It should be the cooler. I was threatening to.
Daisy did.
It didn't quite smell enough.
Yeah, nice day. A lot of new people showing up. We
Yeah.
had some gear that went out. Helped people diagnose. We got a guy who's on a Viffer that's got a lot of problems.
Yeah, that bike does have some problem, but they're all not so bad.
That was the white one. What year was that?
A few weeks.
02, I think.
Yeah,
05,
probably something like that.
Looked
early
like it'd been
2000s,
around for a while.
Early 2000s.
The only problem with working on like an old sport bike is you have to take apart so many things
Yeah,
to get access
exactly.
to things. And he was, for the first few hours, trying to get to the throttle
Just
cables
get to
and
the
just trying to
trunk,
work
yeah.
through this tiny hole underneath the frame. And I kept saying, you might want to just commit to taking the
Yep.
tank and the airbox off.
Just bite the bullet.
And he spent a couple hours, and I finally like, you ready? Just do it. Just do it. It'll make it easier. And I think we all go through that phase.
Sure.
You
Try
try
to do
not to.
as little amount as possible. You end up doing more.
Yeah.
Well, to quote Emma, sometimes you have to take the bull by the horns, but it's hard if you're not confident in
Sure.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if there's ever a place
And if your
to
balls
do
are
it,
hanging out. I mean,
Yeah. Especially
your
all
bolts
three
are
of them.
showing.
No, but I think the big lesson here is he was trying to lube the throttle cables because it was the sticky throttle. And to be able to get to them, the adjuster is down on the carb underneath the plastics, not up at top of the handlebar. So we finally just got in there, took everything apart, gets down to it, and turns out there's like a kink in the cable, so lube didn't fix it. And I'm like, he spent hours doing that. And I'm like, but you now understand the whole cable system, what attaches to what does what, and you understand that system, and now you can easily go back in there. It was worth it. It was worth every minute. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think he learned a lot.
He knows a lot about his bike now. Yeah.
Exactly. And there was a deal. There was a deal that happened
Yeah,
today.
you
I
were
love it.
wheeling
when
and
that-
dealing today.
Wheeling. I need to be getting commission on these.
We need to get you a hat, I think.
I sold someone's bike whose bike was not for sale.
I'm not sure it's a good thing, though.
Well,
Maybe not for the owner, but for all of
yeah.
us.
But for Liza's dopamine fix, it was perfect.
no, but he ended up with a new bike at the end of the day. So it worked
I know,
out.
we know that, but we're just saying. Maybe
yeah.
not to his benefit.
No, it's
No, it was a cool bike.
matching bikes. I mean, Craig, you deal with new riders. We had a guy who's brand new rider. I think he said he just took the class.
No, he got his M1 about 4 years ago,
Okay.
and then never followed up.
Never followed
rode since then. Yeah.
So he's looking for a first bike, and Evan has got that CB 500F upright bike, and it's not a young guy; it's an older guy. So I'm like, I think he can handle, 500 upright 500. I'm like,
It's just so pretty, though. If he drops it,
I'm like, hey, how
That's
about a
the-
bike like this? And I let him sit on it. He goes, I really like this. Evan, how much? He goes, it's not. I'm not selling them. No, come on, how much? Everybody has a price. 2,500. I'm like, okay. They exchanged information. Like an hour later, another guy shows up
on the 650R.
with a
plated, yeah.
XR650R plated.
Super clean.
Yeah.
That
was a good bike.
he only wants 2,500 for it, and somebody had a deal with him. It fell through. And I'm like, hey, Evan, here's
Yeah.
your new bike.
Oh, it's 2,500.
And he-
And Evan-
running.
He only has 2,500.
Wow.
And he's like, I have been searching for one of these all week.
Wow.
And he goes around the block. He comes back like 5 minutes later. He's got this huge ear to ear grin, and he would not turn it off for like
He
10 minutes.
could not stop
They're like
grinning.
got him,
Yeah.
got him.
On the
Nice.
650?
Yeah.
Yeah, he test drove the
Wow.
650.
Dual sports are great. How do you not have a smile on your face right in a dual
Yeah,
sport bike?
yeah,
you know?
exactly. Plus a race bike to be exact.
Yeah.
I love the wheelings and the dealings. So yeah, we are back. Sorry about last week. We threw up another episode, the Emma episode, because I was just jet lagged. It knocked me on my ass. I don't know about you.
Oh, absolutely.
You had
Okay.
so much fun. You need an IV. I heard.
So we got a bunch of recaps. So let's just dive right in. So we're back from Pakistan. Ray May and John and I went to Pakistan. Good trip, you guys.
Amazing.
Awesome.
You got. I just want to mention Ray Ray's got this bitch and Ray beard. I'm not picking. It looks awesome. But you did what is it called when you do the dye?
Henna.
Hannah.
And Ray's beard is this beautiful orange color, and it looks fucking rad.
It does look pretty good.
It does
It
look
does
good.
look good.
You may want to stick with that.
I don't think we can get the
it's
same henna here.
It's a little punk rock.
Anyway, yeah.
So I wanted to just kind of jump into some of the highlights of the trip, and we can each share some of our highlights.
Sure.
So yeah, for me, I said achievement unlocked. I'd never had a visit to a Pakistani hospital.
Congratulations.
Check that one off.
Check that one out.
Who doesn't want to do that?
Well, you know what? It was pretty good, and
It was pretty good. What, you get like ice cream or a bowl of something? Like,
no, honestly,
it was
guys,
great.
wasn't I like that? It was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, well,
you
especially that they, cleared the whole ward for you.
All right, so what happened? What happened?
Yes. So it was something that I probably ingested and got like an intestinal bug. And
Wait, did Ray say they cleared the ward?
yeah.
Were you
yeah.
gassy? What happened?
Oh no. No,
Of course, gassy.
And I just started getting like I couldn't keep anything in me and just everything was evacuating.
Told her not to eat that cucumber.
I did. I ate the
Was that
cucumber.
one
They washed it with water, huh?
But then
Well, yeah. Tess and Wendy both got sick. too.
Montessa got sick like 12 hours after me, and then Wendy's taking care of two of us in the hotel room through the night, puking and shitting. And then in the morning, we decided, yes, time to go to the hospital because it'd been like 24 hours. And then Wendy started coming down with the symptoms.
Yeah.
And so we all went to the hospital. So this is a small village up in the mountains. We were at Ayoun, which is really
Incredible place. though.
incredible
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
And the women's ward only had 4 beds, and we occupied 3 of them. Just to give you an idea how small of a hospital it is. And they kept bringing like women in with like children or whatever for their stuff, and like children screaming. And Wendy, Tess, and I hooked up to IVs, just trying to sleep. And they finally Moyne yelled, and they made them take all the women somewhere else who they were bringing in with screaming children getting their shots. So we had the whole ward to ourselves. But the weirdest thing was, and they gave us all sorts of antibiotics, probiotics, anti-diarrhea, like blah, 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 blah.
Pro diarrhea.
All, like, there were so many pills. But at one point, like more and more guys started coming to me. The room was not much bigger than this room with 4 beds. And at one point, Wendy and I look up and there are 11 men in the room looking down at us. And we're like,
Was there a camera?
No, but we're like, what's going on? And they're talking to Moyne and going back and forth. And when they all kind of shuffled out, Moyne said, oh, those are like the nurses and then the doctors. And then like the head of the hospital came in. And then the head of the region came in because he heard there were sick tourists. And then the head of the whole like district came in. Like it went up the chain of there are sick tourists in this little hospital. We need to make sure they're being taken care of. And then they were interrogating Moyne about everywhere we ate, and they were sending police to go shut the restaurants down for getting us sick. And Moyne's like, no, you don't have to do that. Like it might have just been something like, a water glass or that was washed in the water. Who knows? Or it could have been the cucumber. Anything.
Well, way to ruin things.
Might have been that
Liza.
dog.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell me
just
about
blew
it.
it up.
She shouldn't have licked that dog.
Well, they said they were only going to shut it down for a week or so. And so what I missed was the first day of riding, which was also the first day of police escorts,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. Yeah.
Wait, the first day?
Well, let's hear about the riding besides your dysentery.
Well, I'm just saying, achievement unlocked, Pakistani
Dysentery.
hospital.
Okay, well done.
But what I didn't add is just
I don't think that's a high bar, by the way.
well, the experience. That evening, the doctor from the hospital came up to our hotel to check in on us, go over all the medications, and make sure we understood everything. And he speaks English very well. He's an educated man who came back to work in this region and shared with us that the hospital doesn't make enough money every month to cover their bills, and he pulls out of pocket to buy supplies. So we all kind of threw a couple $100 bills at him to help it out. So overall, it was a good experience. We were taken care of like VIPs.
While the Argentinians were dancing behind us with a band.
I was like, so you bribed local authorities for your health care. No, I get it.
But I will tell you, for me, the biggest achievement unlock that I had yet to experience. Well, I had yet to experience police escorts, and we had
A lot of them.
So why?
Well, they have a thing called the tourist police, and the tourist police in town are to make sure that tourists are okay. Because, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong, but it is very bad for them if anything happens to a tourist.
Yes.
And I want to say a tourist does not necessarily mean somebody from out of the country. It also means somebody from like one of the cities coming up to the mountains, right? But especially foreign tourists.
Yeah.
Nothing can happen to them. Otherwise, they're screwed. And so sometimes they just want we are their responsibility, and they just want to make sure there's no problem. So they send some men with machine guns to drive in front of us. And when they escort us, it is lights and sirens and pulling everybody over. It is like the presidential motorcade coming through.
Damn.
It is
As we're
something.
trying to run away from them.
I know. So yeah, that was cool. I mean, it's just a precaution. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, it happened at a place where we wanted to pull off and go see the Bin Laden compound.
Yeah.
But we couldn't peel off because we had all these police escorts trying to get us the fuck out of there.
That's where they didn't want us to go.
Yeah, I know. So, but for me, the other achievement unlocked that to me, like this made it a true adventure, riding through landslides.
You did, when I saw you when you got back, you described your multiple life-threatening issues all at once was a highlight of your motorcycling life, I think.
Yes.
Live landslides?
Yes.
They were man-made, but they were landslides.
Well, some of it was me
Dynamite?
throwing rocks at her.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
Oh, dynamite, yes.
Lots of dynamite.
They were dynamiting above you, and then you rode around them. Oh, wow.
No, we didn't wait long enough for the rocks to stop falling. We were anxious.
Rightfully so. Holy shit.
So I'll describe to me, like the perfect moment of Zen for me. We're riding on this hillside, and the road has been like washed away in a landslide. So they've got excavators and bulldozers and dynamite, and they're recarving out the hill. And of course, they just let us go through. So we're like going under excavators as it's coming around. You have to like dip under it, riding in about like 4 inches of silt on the edge of the mountain, and just this like dust everywhere with rocks coming down, pinging off of your head. And I was like, this is awesome. And I turned to our cameraman behind him, like, are you getting this? And he's like, go. He's freaking out. Like, just go. Stop. Just keep going. I'm like, but look at this. This is cool. And that is that element of danger that I so love. Like, why are they letting us go through these construction zones?
Why not?
Where was your tourist police?
We had ditched them by then.
Exactly. Would you say
"We're not
I summed
going on
that up?
road."
Yeah, that was. Well, I had one time when I threw a chain, so I was kind of waiting for the vans to catch up with me, and while I'm sitting there, I'm hearing boom, boom. They're just lighting off all this dynamite, like quarter mile away from me. Never experienced that before. That was fun.
Oh, I watched guys doing it. Yeah. Ray and I, we watched on one of the hillsides. They're like, just hold up their hand, like, yeah, just wait here a second, and then we just boom, boom. Like, oh, that was cool. And they're like, okay, go ahead. Like, now?
Yeah. Yep.
It hasn't even settled yet. No, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, and at one point,
safety last.
There was a bulldozer trying to carve out the road and had a giant pile of dirt, and there's just a line of cars. And Moyne gets out, crawls up the pile of dirt, starts yelling at the bulldozer driver and telling him what to do. Just push this over the side. Just clear this. And he's out there instructing him.
Well, there was a government guy in one of the cars there, too. And as soon as he jumped out, they were like, okay, we'll fix it.
Yeah, so that's it. Active landslide was pretty fun for me. And dipping under, actually multiple times dipping under active like construction backhoes and shit. And you're like timing it so you don't get hit, or the thing is claws coming around and you're dipping under, which is pretty cool. Ray, what was one of the highlights for you?
Rooming with me the whole time? Was that fun?
Oh, that was awesome. Especially at night when we were both having a duet of farting. We were both trying to kill each other.
Well, we were harmonizing pretty good near the end.
You guys got so good you could harmonize.
Yeah. There's a couple of things. I love the water crossings, and when I mean water crossings, are the regular roads. They have so much water there.
Yeah, we drove
that
through
they turn into
a
rivers. Yeah, they turn into rivers and waterfalls, and you just basically go through them. And it was a lot of fun. And then there was one thing that I really enjoyed was the ride out to this old village called Kalash. And it's an area where presumably they're descendants of Alexander the Great. So they're not Muslims. They still wear their sort of attire. It looks from, way back then. They all wear these really colorful clothes. And some of them has the most amazing, like, blue-gray eyes I've seen.
Yeah, that's cool. I read about this. Yeah. So that's cool you actually
That
went
was
there.
very cool. And they were so nice and so sweet. And we just walked around the village, and then we went. And they actually used to bury their guys. Actually, they didn't bury them. They left them outside in coffins. But recently they had a spate of grave robbery, so now they're actually emptied the coffins and they're burying, which I thought was sad because they're really holding on to their culture, and it seems like some of it is slipping away. But that was and the road there was fantastic, and we had the landslide too, so so that was fun. But so that was sort of kind of the highlight to me.
That is a fun road because it's literally carved out of the hillside. So you have a cliff hanging over your head as they've carved this out, and then a raging river down below.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I see that again?
The
water? The one you just showed me.
Oh, the water crossing?
Yeah. Can I scroll? Am I going to find anything naughty in there?
They're not in necessary.
And then the other one was going up to Kundaraj, to the Chinese
Kunjarab.
Kunjarab. That was fantastic because we saw the Chinese soldiers and they waved at them. They waved back, and so that was kind of cool.
Describe the road to Kunjarab.
The road is pretty awesome. I think it's the Karakoram Highway.
Yeah.
And the views are amazing. You've got these amazing mountains on all sides, Whitecap Mountains, and a lot of switchbacks. Unfortunately, the bikes were sort of, short of breath, because we were up at 15,000 feet, and we were like pinned down on second gear to barely go like 10 miles per hour, but we made it. And so that was fun.
I'm showing Doug. That's the women of Kalash.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're not Muslims. It's a society. It's completely different from everything else.
Well, the history of that part of the world is kind of wild.
Oh yeah.
Like how they end up there. It's fascinating.
So, John, how about you? What's a highlight for you?
Well, a lot of stuff. So the first thing, the Pakistani people are always a highlight for me. They're so gracious and humble and welcoming. Love it, love it. Another highlight was hanging with Tess, my buddy.
So we didn't say
he's sucking up. He's sucking up to Tess because
I'm staying in
because
first
he
place.
still wants to get first place. He's not getting it.
Let's just preface. Let's say who was on the trip. So Ray, John, and I from the garage.
Yep.
Wendy Crockett, long distance rider, and her daughter Montessa, who's 9. And then our friends Paul and Matt, who are father and son, who've been here on the show, and Matt's mom Melissa, who was my next door neighbor growing up, who does not ride. So Moyne hired a car service for her. So she got to ride in luxury behind the group in a very nice air-conditioned car. And then
a videographer, too.
Yeah, and then Montessa could either choose to ride on the back of her mom's bike or go in the car. So on days that we were doing the sketchy landslide roads, we were like, we recommend you go in the car. But on other days on the paved roads, like all the way up to China, 16,000 feet, she's clung to the back of her mom. I am claiming she is the first American child to ride a motorcycle to the top of Kilimanjaro.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
I'm giving her that world record
That's
for
cool.
that. But John, you had a special moment at the school.
I did.
Visited.
I did. Oh, we'll get to the other special moment.
We're talking about the school.
Oh wait, sorry, I cut you off. You were talking about.
So Tess was wonderful.
Montessa.
It was so much fun hanging out with her, and I was her favorite. She said that over.
No, that's not
Sorry,
true.
Ray.
These two
So not true. I was number 1.
pining for her attention the whole time.
But it just brought a unique, and Maggie the dog. It was just fun to have a dog and a kid there. It was cool. But in terms of riding, I loved the Shandor Polo Fields. Hadn't been there in my last trip there, and it's 12,000 feet. It's the highest polo fields in the world. But it is an absolutely breathtaking part of the country. I was just completely blown away by that area.
Yeah, and this is a road you can only do by like SUV, Jeep, and motorcycle, but you can't take like a bus or a van up there. It's way too sketchy. Dirt road goes up, and then, of course there was one puddle.
That's right.
One puddle, and that's where my backpack fell off the back of my bike.
That's Murphy's
and
Law.
drenched everything, including my car key.
Your passport, too.
So my passport.
And the candy, most importantly.
All the candy I brought. I know. It was like one puddle.
Yep.
I know.
What do you mean one puddle? This freaking the whole country is a puddle.
So I enjoyed the dirt riding side of it, even though we'll talk about what happened. Last time it was more asphalt. This time it was more dirt. And I enjoyed that a lot this time. But let's talk about what happened.
Oh, okay. You want to go there?
Okay.
That's
I'm glad
fine.
you're leaving. You go, and we'll talk about it. Because I don't need your commentary on this. So it was one of the days riding. I forget from where to where. It kind of ran together, but
yeah, I can't remember. Either.
We're riding the CB 150Fs, and I was. We were cruising along. Had a Pakistani motorcyclist on my tail, who was really pushing me. I should have pulled over, but I didn't. And we weren't racing, but he was just kind of pressuring me, and it was in the back of my mind. Came over a little slight hill, which kind of went over, veered to the right, and then back to the left. When I was coming back to the left turn at the end of it, there was a truck coming straight at me in my lane. So I panicked for sure, but it was like, okay, what am I remember going, what am I gonna do? So either I can hope that he pulls over, or I can try to shoot the gap on the right side because everything's on the opposite side of the road. So I opted to shoot the gap. Bad choice. He did pivot back into his lane at the very last minute, so I did a head-on, boom, right into the truck. Tore the front bumper off the truck. That's a highlight. Now I can say that I've torn a bumper off. Busted the radiator, but I flipped up on top of the hood. We were only going 20 or 30, right?
John, look what I brought back from Pakistan.
Oh yeah, here's the. We brought this for the garage.
You may have totaled the.
We brought that for the garage, a little piece of the radiator, and but miraculously, Nothing happened to me. Didn't break anything. Didn't scratch anything. Didn't tear my pants. Didn't hit my helmet. Nothing happened. So
It just bounced off.
the Pakistani fairies were taking care of me that time.
Here's the the bike and the crumpled
saw
front
that.
end.
Yeah, I twisted both forks up underneath.
Here's the truck and the hanging bumper.
So what was the negotiated settlement?
It was 10,000. Was
10,000 rupees.
10,000 rupees, which is what, like
$30,
30
$35
bucks.
bucks.
That you had to pay him or he paid you?
We paid him.
Let me tell you.
And the guy was petrified
Yeah,
that
he
he
was.
killed a tourist. He's like, I killed a tourist.
He's like, I heard what they did to the restaurant guy.
I want to say that this is something I really like about how they handle things there. If there is an accident or something, everyone stops and they negotiate in the street and then come to a deal, and then
It's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
That's it. And fairly negotiate. No one's trying to claim anything. Oh, this was a perfect car. No, it's just like, Moyne's like, your bumper was already wired on. Come on, you can just wire it back on. Like, okay.
I mean, we could have argued about who was fault, but at that point, it's like $30. Who cares? Just he needs the truck more than I need it. So fix your truck and keep working. So, yeah, exciting times in Pakistan.
Another one of my favorite moments was we played cricket.
Cricket was a blast.
Yeah.
We played a special version of cricket that we created. It's called traffic jam cricket. Mm-hmm. We're at one of these points where they're stopping everyone because they're blowing up the road, trying to get blow up boulders, and they just put a string across. Now this happened a couple times. I wanted to share. This is how we learned this happens. You can wait, for your place in line, and then when they let everyone go, which they don't give you a heads up. It's like, how much longer? How much longer? And suddenly a guy just pulls a string aside. And it's like the Le Mans.
It really is.
Everyone's running to their tuk-tuks and their vans and their motorcycles and their tractors, and they take off in a mad spree. So we started learning to work our way up to the front and get in front.
Which is why we got hit by rocks.
That's what you do at the buffet too. I've seen it.
And it's like, we learned, keep your helmets on, keep your keys in your bike, because they won't tell you when, but suddenly we're all taking off. But the one time, Moyne bribed the guy with a soda to let us go ahead.
Nice.
Before they opened it up. So we rode up to the working construction zone, and they're looking at us and pointing you're going to get hit with shit. And we're like, huh?
And Liza was loving it.
I was
She's
loving
like,
it.
let's slide.
But at this one point, they've got the string across and trucks and tractors, and everyone's lining up. It was pretty. We were there an hour or so.
Oh, yeah,
so
at
there's a lot of cars there. So I had bought a cricket bat and ball because,
That's what you do.
That's what you do. And we started playing cricket in the part of the road right on the other side of the string. And we're just nailing these balls, shooting them into the traffic jam where everybody is gladly shagging balls for us. We even had a police officer running and chasing balls. We became the entertainment. And it was so much fun. We all took turns batting and just knocking these balls, which could have broken a windshield.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
But that would have been like $1.50 to fix it. So.
They're like, yeah, just play along. They're tourists. We have to.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened to the restaurant guy?
Luckily, that was before U.S. beat India. I mean, Pakistan.
Oh,
cricket.
yeah.
I don't think that would have been received.
That was a highlight of the trip. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. But then, there was one other kind of little side trip Moyne took us on that turned out to be kind of fun. And I just wanted to say first, we're riding the Atlas Honda CB150Fs.
The little street bike.
Little street bike.
Yep.
Just a straight up street bike, street wheels, little skinny wheels.
2 horsepower.
Ray, what did you think of the CB150F?
I think they were 95% perfect for what we were doing. They were small, they were nimble. we could, because I mean, when you're in Pakistan, they're all trying to kill you, and so you have to weave in and out of traffic, and there's cows and goats and sheep coming at you, and buses and trucks. And so they were perfect for these kinds of situations. It was like you're in a video game. You're just constantly... and they had enough power that most of the time we were the fastest things, on the road, except when we go up to altitude. Then they kind of just basically run out of oxygen, and then you almost have to paddle all the way up. The other thing that was sort of a little bit of a drawback for me was the suspension. I called mine the nut crasher, because it was like having a rabbit chihuahua in your underwear.
Oh no!
And so especially off road. On road it was fine, but you go off road and you can't. I couldn't stand on the bike because it was too small. So you have to sit, and then every time you hit a rock, it just smashes your nuts. So
Nut punch.
Sounds like a tough way to spend a week in Pakistan, dude.
But otherwise they were fantastic.
Let me tell you something. There was a point where I saw a speed limit sign, which is kind of rare there because they don't really enforce it. It's more like if you get into a crash or something, then it'll come up. But I look up, it said 40 kilometers an hour, and I look down, I'm doing 90 kilometers an hour and passing a car. And I'm like, I'm on a 150. And I'm like doing double the speed limit while passing cars, which, I mean, it's just a blast to ride. Also, here's I think a level of achievement for that bike. I had to take Ray 2 up on that 150. And Bagel, we were in Karimabad going up through the village on those cobblestone steep streets.
Oh, yeah.
And it hauled our asses up there. Now, I couldn't slow down, and there were people walking down, and we're screaming, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
We can't lose momentum.
And I'm just like ringing it out, like, and they're like scrambling and laughing. But it got our 2 fat asses up that hill.
It did not. I mean, they were great bikes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all that to say.
And they were brand new. We got to unwrap them.
Yeah.
We got to pull the plastic off of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, brand new. So, Moyne one day, he says, I got a little side trip for you guys. We're going to go up to see a viewpoint for Rakaposhi. Now, Rakaposhi is a mountain peak, and there's a glacier. And he takes us off the highway, cross the bridge, start going through villages, and
Climbing the whole time.
Climbing. Now we're into farms, and now we're on switchbacks. Now, Ray, describe the condition of the road we are riding.
Oh man, it was a hardcore dirt road. I mean, no kidding. There were like rocks and sand and shale rock, and then at one point, for some reason, they were digging a trench in the middle of the road, and they had put this tiny plank over it. So we had to cross over on the plank, but it was so small that if you didn't line it up, your tire was gonna go down. And then we get almost to the top, and there was another landslide, and there was this huge mound of dirt that was blocking the way. But these bikes basically made it over that huge. I would never have done this on my 690. I would have freaked out. But on those 150, it was no problem. You go up the mound, you stop at the top, your feet are on the ground, you're stable, you figure out which way you want to go down, and you just roll down. It was just super easy. So the bikes really handled that road really well.
So the 3 of us turned around and came back.
Yeah, because we didn't want to hike.
Boyd lied to us, too. Remember he said it was a 10-minute hike?
Yes.
It was actually a 40-minute hike.
Oh, yeah, it was way more
He
than 10
lied
minutes.
completely.
Yeah.
So we go up this road, and just to give you just further description on it, the SUV that was hired to take our friend Melissa could not go up this road, so he hired a Jeep that was up at the top already to go down and retrieve her, switch cars, because only a Jeep could get up this road. And so we're going up to go see this amazing viewpoint, and we all get up there, and then nearest the top is a landslide that is like, it is completely blocking the road. There's trees. I mean, it's just impassable. They're like, okay, well, we're just going to hike up. And Ray, John, and I are like, nope. Nope. That was like, an hour of climbing this mountain.
I've seen a few mountains
we
at
go
that point.
Nope, we're out. Yeah, because to me, it was just the riding to the top of this mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
Was the most fun. And taking these bikes on, I mean, this is like, loose shale and like triangular rocks and just, on the side of an edge.
I'm surprised we didn't have more flats.
Yeah, it's true, actually. We didn't have, I think, only one flat.
One.
Yeah, just one.
And so for me, that was that challenge of going up a really tough road. And the thing that I pose is, could you have done these on a GS?
Oh, forget
heck
it.
no.
Hell no.
No way.
There's not even a 690. I don't think
No.
the 690 would. I mean, that's too big.
John, what about a KLR?
No. Well, the right rider could.
250.
I couldn't do it.
The 250
on
maybe.
that. Yeah.
And this is the thing that I think we were all enjoying. That there's a whole nother segment that people don't really recognize, which is small bike adventure.
Yeah.
That there are places you can go on a small bike.
Being
That-
able to paddle with your feet was critical
I
for
think,
stuff
yeah,
like
that-
that. Just
yeah.
yeah.
And it just being so nimble.
And it's not intimidating. I mean, you could probably, or a good rider could probably do it on a GS or a 690.
yeah.
But if I did it, I would be terrified the whole
Yeah.
way, and it would not be enjoyable. On the 150, I never crossed my mind to be worried or afraid. It was just keep going. You know?
Yeah, just keep paddling on through.
Yeah.
So I give a lot of credit to the CB150F. It really is, I think, the right bike. And then the bike that John crashed had bent forks. Moyne had his mechanic or his porter take it into town to try and buy new forks. They didn't have them, so they just bent them back. And he had to ride that janky, half-broken bike everywhere we did for the rest of the trip.
It
It
was
was
so
like
sketchy.
following us like the Stig. If you break your bike, you're going to have to go ride that one. That was the spare bike.
How did they bend those forks back?
I don't know how they did
Who
it.
knows?
They took hours to
Go
do
hit
it.
another
They're
truck.
very resourceful. I mean,
Hit backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they may have tied I don't know, tied it to a goat around a tree. I don't know.
water buffalo.
So,
Did you just say they may have tied it to a goat?
yeah, kick it in the
Nice
ass.
stereotyping.
I'm just
They're
saying, like
in a
they just
machine
work
shop.
with whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
tied it
like
to a
goat,
goat.
really?
No, they work with whatever they got.
Yeah, exactly.
That you guys know.
Just like the good old days, huh, Jim?
Yeah. Where's that goat when you need it?
I think it's not a bad idea. We probably need to have a
straighten
couple of
some metal.
goats.
Look, some of these goats were big and mean. I'm just
Don't try to
saying.
justify it.
So, I just want to say big thanks to Moyne for
Yeah,
putting
thanks,
on
Moyne.
another good trip.
Yeah.
We didn't even say that down in the cities where we started and ended, it was like between 112 and 117
crazy.
Fahrenheit
Oh my
every
God,
day.
It was crazy.
Brutal. So fortunately Moyne had the bikes shipped up to the mountains for us. So
How
we were
about
able to
the
bus.
food? What were you guys eating primarily?
Ooh, that was good.
Curry
The
and
food
meat
was good.
and bread.
Curry
Liza
meat.
had some
And
dysentery.
biryani, and no, the food was
Is that
great. The
goat
food was pretty
biryani?
good.
Cha-cha chicken, baby.
Depends.
Bagel knows that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got the cha-cha chicken. That was good.
Just hearing that makes my mouth water.
So I have a question. If I were to ask Montessa about her experience,
Yeah.
how do you think she would answer?
I think she loved it.
Well, more specific.
I'm going to say it was interesting because I was asking her along the way, like, what is she getting out of this trip? And I think for her, it's the same thing for me as a kid being dragged around to all the national parks. And at the time, I didn't really appreciate them. But as an adult, I do appreciate that I got dragged around to all these national parks and experienced them as a kid. But at the time, I'm like, I just want to go back to the car, And
She did really
she's
well, though.
she's a real
Oh, she
trooper.
was awesome.
Because, Wendy's raised her to be just an adventurer, an explorer. But, sometimes she's like, she just wanted to be on her tablet or, she had her own things. But I think that it really helps shape her and expose her to a lot of things. She ate a lot. The food, like she didn't complain about the food. What a trooper riding on the back of her mom's bike on some of the long days. It was cool to see that. But yeah, I think that it just helps shape her completely. I will tell you, we were asking her if her friends were excited that she was going to Pakistan. She says, well, so it was last day of school and they asked us where we're all going. And then this one kid said he's going to Denver. And then I said, I'm going to Pakistan. And then they went, so tell us more about Denver. Like it did not register to these kids what that meant going to Pakistan. And we're like, now you can go back and show them a lot of these pictures and tell them about all these adventures. And like now you can beat that kid with his Denver stories for sure.
Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah. By the way, I was a huge success in Pakistan. You know, they loved me.
Oh my
They
God.
did love you.
They thought I was Goldberg from the wrestler Goldberg. and when we were visiting the big mosque in Lahore, and our guide would not deny it. So they'd say, "Is this Goldberg?" And he'd go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then so they would all want to come and take selfies with me. And this guy actually invited me to go to Balochistan. He was one of the tribal leaders there.
Awesome.
But
Ray stole my thunder. I usually get all the picks.
Moin wouldn't let me go though. I was pretty pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd still be there. You never.
Yeah.
coming
Oh,
home.
yeah. That's why.
Ray's never
you know.
coming home.
I just want to share one last story because this was a highlight for me. We were eating in this roadside restaurant. It was really, really popular. Really, a lot of people there
God.
coming down the mountain from Babusar.
Oh, God.
And
Yeah.
we were kind of finishing up eating, and I kind of walked out. There was this ruckus going on out in the parking lot, big gravel parking lot, and there's music playing, and there's just a crowd. So I went to see what's going on, and it was a crowd of men dancing in the middle of this circle, and they're like, bam, 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 bam. You know, they're all just dancing, and these guys are like, oh, hello, come, where you from? Come dance, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm good, but my friend is a really good dancer.
Somebody got thrown under the bus.
And so I go, Ray, hey, Ray, these guys want you. He goes, what? What's going on? These guys want you. What? I bring him out. I go, this is my friend. They're like, oh, come. They drag him out into the circle, and he started dancing his ass off.
We have to delete those videos.
And at one point, they grab his hands, and they're doing like Ring Around the Rosie dancing with him. And he was all in.
Ray danced
I
multiple
loved it.
times. You had pretty much a dancing thing going this whole trip. I got some
you
videos.
are
Somebody had to do it.
Dancing queen. So yeah, great trip, a lot of fun, good group.
Yeah.
A lot of adventurers, explorers, all different types in our group who all brought some different perspective to it. But for me, it's always the element of death that I love the most.
Well, and shout out to Moyne. His father-in-law is passing away, and so he was sort of dealing with some family stuff, and he still kept in it. But you know, he's going to be, I think, heading over here. But you know, thoughts to Moyne and Ann during this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting reports while on our trip, but never canceled it. So he's a trooper. So, yeah, if anyone else is interested in going to Pakistan, go to adifferentagenda.com.
Mm-hmm.
Moyne's got trips. He's also got trips to Vietnam and Tanzania. But boy, I love the trips to Pakistan. It's just, there's less rules and laws.
Mm-hmm.
At one point,
And more in other ways.
At one point, we went into town to go shopping, and I took the truck. And
Oh, God.
and what Moyne does whenever we go into town by
that was
ourselves,
funny, yeah.
Moyne sends his workers like little spies to ride and follow us. And I was like, we were ditching them, or I'd see them behind a car. I see you right there, man. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So yeah, go to adifferentagenda.com.
Yep.
And
Do it.
consider Pakistan. So, Craig, you're here because you got something coming up.
I do indeed.
This is a big time of year for you every year.
It is. It is. We got our big 4th annual Endless Summer motorcycle training event at Laguna Seca.
Oh, that's the official name? Endless Summer.
Endless Summer.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing, we partnered with the WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, and ARMA, and we're going to be doing a week-long event, motorcycle training. We'll be doing the basic licensing classes, the intermediate riding clinic, advanced riding clinic level 1, and advanced riding clinic level 2, the whole suite of classes we offer at Pacific Motorcycle Training. And it'll be July 17th through the 21st. At WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca.
And what a great time to come out. This is always exciting for us because it's 2 weekends in a row. We got Moto America on the first weekend and then bookend the next weekend with the ARMA, which is just as much fun of an event. I think even more so because it's more like a reunion or, you know.
I like Arma. Arma's fun.
Yeah,
It's much more
chill, but still fast bikes.
cozy.
And you get to walk around and see people, talk to people. It's a good time. And then Craig's always there with his group over in the lake bed.
That's right. Lake bed takes place all on a closed course. So come out, join us for any of the classes, multiple ones. We have combo discounts if you take multiple classes with us.
Do you get to go on the track?
We haven't been able to set it up. We were having some insurance hangups lately the last couple years, but we'd like to get back out there, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year.
It's always fun, and it's not a race.
It's true. We've been able to get on there in some years past, but I'm not sure if that little aspect will be happening, but definitely can help prepare you if you're interested in the track. I mean, the main objective of the class is to make you the most skilled and safest street riders possible, and then also help prepare you if that is one of your goals to get on the track for some track days. Yeah.
What's that website again?
PacificMotorcycleTraining.com.
Cool. We'll be there. Oh, also, yeah, what else? You got other
You said
news?
you had some positions, right?
Yes. So for all of you out there who want to get more involved with the motorcycle industry and have thought about teaching motorcycling and haven't made that jump, we are hiring. We are hiring at Pacific Motorcycle Training for motorcycle instructors at any of our 5 locations. So we have San Francisco, San Bruno, obviously Monterey, Livermore, and then our newest site, Sacramento. So if anyone is looking for work, more involved with the industry, working with motorcycles, teaching newbies mostly, and then there's always the opportunity to move up and teach the higher level classes, intermediate, advanced. So anyone who loves working with the public, loves motorcycling, and loves education, want to get new people into this beautiful sport that we all love so much, give us a call, 925-373-4802, or you can just go to the website, give us a shout out. You can email me directly if you're interested in the position. It's Craig at pmtinc.co. Craig at pmtinc.co. Give me a shout. Let me know why you want to be a motorcycle instructor, and we'll see what we can put together for you.
That
Sweet.
sounds amazing.
Awesome.
New career time.
Yeah.
So Jim, you're next up on the docket. Now, while we were doing our thing, you did your thing.
Yeah, I did a thing.
You did a couple things, and I just wanted to go back again. If you didn't know, we dropped an episode on Friday, just a couple days ago, the special episode of the Bike Riders.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that you and Mike went down. Did you hear about this, Craig?
Jim invited me to the movie, but this is something different?
Yeah, a little prequel or whatever.
They went down to L.A. to interview people from the movie.
Oh, you were mentioning a little something about that, but I didn't hear the follow-up from it. Yeah.
So they interviewed Norman Reedus and Jeff Milburn, who was the stunt coordinator, and he also sourced all the bikes for the film. So they got to get into it and talk about all the behind the scenes and how the bikes were brought together and how janky some of them were. That was
I don't
crazy.
think they were janky. I think you should rephrase that.
No.
Don't touch the rubber duck.
So a duck fell off a shifter. That does not mean that the bikes were sorted out. And
There was somebody who went spread eagle into a hillside.
That's not due to the bike. It was due to not knowing the throttle won't go back on its own.
If you didn't know,
movie review too.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, there are two different shows this week, and we also went to go see the movie.
Yeah, great.
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I liked it. It's a snapshot in time. It doesn't follow the standard Hollywood formula for a movie. It's not no explosions, no unnecessary drama or love story. It was just following this book, which was Danny Lyons, who followed this motorcycle club in the 60s up into the 70s, that went from being more of a social club, kind of like the Vampires,
Racing club, yeah,
into a 1%er like outlaw club at that time, that era when everything's changing. So it was just kind of following the people in this club and their lives, and just it was like not a documentary, but it acted like
had
that.
a little Goodfellas vibe with the narration and such.
Yeah, so it's really cool to see that window in time.
Well, heck, go support it because we need more motorcycle movies.
I like it.
Yeah, I'd really like to see that.
Yeah,
Jim, you mentioned you enjoyed it, but there'd be a couple things that you changed. What little parts of the movie did you thought could be improved upon?
More wheelies. I'd like to see more wheelies.
Gotcha.
more butt crack too.
Yeah, no, that's your thing. But I just like wheelies. It was good. It was a good flick. Go check it out.
Yeah. So while we were gone, you did a cool thing, and you had been talking about how you were preparing your brand new Tenere 700 to go on a road trip. So let's hear, where did you go exactly?
Yeah, so I've I try to do a trip every summer, like a good trip out of town, so to speak, a camping trip off the bike. And historically, I'd been on the Africa Twin. So I'd go up into the Sierras, for example, or somewhere like that, and go camp off the bike. Well, I made the decision to sell the Africa Twin, get a Tenere 700, and and I'm like, okay, well, I need a destination. Like, where should I go, right? And as much as y'all travel outside of the country, America is a big, beautiful country, and I just want to see more of it.
Yeah.
And it's right there. I can just get on the freeway and I go there. And but no, seriously, it's a big, beautiful country, and I'm like, where should I go? And the Great Plains have always been like somewhere I wanted to travel more. So like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, that area. And when I was kind of contemplating about this, it was in the wintertime, and Mike Beck, friend of the garage, was playing music down in Carmel by the Sea. Mike Beck and the Bohemian Saints is, band from way, way back. And so we were hanging out with Mike and chatting. I'm like, that's like a nice turnaround point, is Manhattan, Montana, where Mike calls home. So I'm like, cool, I'll go to Montana and back. And I thought it'd be a great break-in ride for the Tenere. So I only had about 1,000 miles on it so far, one oil change. And I thought it'd be a good chance to try out the Tenere as an adventure bike, quote, adventure bike. Knowing that it's a much smaller bike than the Africa Twin was, it's 700 or 680 cc's, a lot less storage capacity, etc. So it was kind of fun to like, okay, let's, see what the Tenere can do and what it's all about. So I took a lead from Scotty, our last trip to the Southern Sierras and up the backside of the 395. Scotty's real good at ultralight camping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she really is.
I paid attention. So I went more ultralight, right? Because you kind of have to, because that's the trade-off. And, adventure bikes are a whole nother conversation. To me now, the big adventure bikes are touring bikes.
Right.
That are, you can drop it and pick up and it'll be okay. But they're not, adventure depends on how you want to frame that. But I will say that, so the Tenere I loaded up. So the Tenere I had was stock, 2024, brand new. So the modifications I made to it prior to the trip, and what I was trying to do is minimize the money and stuff I'm going to buy, because it gets so, as we all know, so stupid expensive so fast. So I only tried to replace the things that I thought were critical. So I started with the mirrors. So I got the the mirrors that move. The
Double take.
Yeah, thank you. And the reason being, not because you break your mirror, who gives a shit, but I've crashed with stock mirrors, and your clutch mirror, the one on the clutch side,
Clutch perch.
it attaches to the clutch perch, and I've snapped that before.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, but you're like, well, why does my clutch feel a little loose? And you're like, oh, fucking the whole thing's broken. So, safety wire and some, steel stick, and you're off and going, but still. So I did the mirrors to start. The next thing I thought was important were the bark busters. I kind of went back and forth because it has the the stock ones, which are kind of flimsy plastic, but they work. They work. But at the end of the day, I think you're going to snap a lever or something should you drop it.
Good investment.
And you break a brake lever is one thing, but a clutch is a whole nother story. So I'm like, okay, that's $130 well spent. So I did the bark busters. Then I did a Mototech lower engine guard. I didn't do the full on engine thing because they're plastics. If they get a little beat up, whatever. But literally everything's $500. So lower engine guard was.
So you didn't do anything on the suspension though. Huh?
No, so stock suspension I thought was great. So it has the little knob adjustable preload on the back. Front was fine. So I've ridden it with no load, and I've ridden it with probably 50 or 60 pounds of kit on the back, and it rides fine. So the other mods I had done, besides the lower engine guard, I also there's these plastic covers you can put on the side cases. And more importantly, if you look at the right side of a Tenere, there's two tubes basically that come out that are part of the cooling system, and they look very vulnerable to me. So I mean, they really do. So I protected all of that, and then otherwise I think the bike was stock. So I did change out the tires that I was very glad about.
What did you use?
And the seat, I'm sorry. So I went the stock tires were the Pirelli Scorpion GTs that were great. I mean, they were good on the street. You could go as fast as you wanted. They did well. but they weren't like robust. So I traded them out for the Moto Z Tractionator Adventure.
Those are good. Yeah.
So I like the Moto Zs because they're burly. They have stiff sidewalls. I've ridden them out. What do you?
Don't let Matt hear
Throwing
you
up
call
gang
them
signs over here.
Moto Zs. He corrected me.
what do they call
Motos.
them?
Motos.
Motos, whatever. I call them Moto Zs. I use freedom language. But I was stoked because I was on a kind of the fence about doing it. But you know what I mean? On the pavement, no problem. But once you get off road into the rocks, and I didn't do anything that hard, but you want robust tires. You don't want a problem when you're by yourself out in the middle of nowhere. So a couple other things I'll mention. Liza mentioned my seat. So I did change out the stock seat to a Seat Concepts.
Yeah, I love those.
I do too. And we talk about
me.
Corbin. Corbin seats are great. They're expensive.
Yeah.
Right. This thing cost me like $250.
Well, yeah,
like
even
that.
the seat concepts have gone up 100%.
They're not cheap, but
No, it's in the last like 4 or 5 years.
but
So
good
worth
investment. So I did the Seat Concept seat, and then the bash plate I went back and forth on. Everybody's like, "Oh, you got to change out the bash plate," but I'm like, I'm not rallying this thing through
Right.
big giant baby, or I shouldn't.
Not yet.
You would if you had a bash plate.
So I'm still running with the, and I think they call it a fairing or something, but I'm running with the stock bash plate, and it seems to be okay for now. So, so all of that performed well. I'm yet to crash the bike.
Didn't you put a
What about the
taller
luggage?
windshield?
So here's what I'll say is, so what I did for luggage, good question, is because it's the balance between weight and comfort, and I'm trying to err on the side of less weight right now. So I got a minimalist tent. I think it's from called Six Moons or Six Rivers. Weighs like 1.5 pounds, packs really small. And it worked great. So I did the Giant Loop Coyote saddlebag, I think they call it. It's a big U-shaped one.
Yeah, the banana thing.
Yes. So that with a backpack on top of it was enough for me to sleep, to camp off of.
Were you packing food or just
No, so I didn't pack food. I did have a couple of freeze-dried meals in case. I had a water filter, so I didn't have to worry about water because there's water everywhere out there. But mostly I planned on just eating in town, have a big-ass breakfast or have dinner or whatever, bring stuff back. So the bike, so we'll say the bike set up like that performed great. I like the engine. I like the way that twin puts power to the rear wheel. It's fun. I never wanted for power. A couple of times when you're getting on an on-ramp and there's a bunch of semis, out there you're trying to get, but never wanted for power.
cruising at like 80, 85? Okay.
It's anywhere from 70 to 80 is comfortable. The fastest I went was 92 just to see what it was like. The one thing I did notice, and these are a couple improvements, these are a couple more mods I will put on the bike. With the knobby tires, so these tires are like 70-30 dirt. If the pavement's smooth, I can do 90 no problem. If I get into grooved pavement or beat up pavement, it starts doing this death wobble on the, and it's unnerving. I mean, you're like, and it feels like it's not going to throw you into, but it kind of initiates it.
Like a tank slapper coming?
Yeah, like a tank slap. It's and it was worse when the tires were brand new, but it happened throughout. So I think that the two modifications I'll make from there, again, trying to be minimalist, one will be a steering damper, a Scott's steering damper, because not once you have one, you're like, they're kind of addictive, steering dampers. But the other, I didn't mention this, is a bigger windscreen. Because, riding 5 or 6 hours a day, 300 or 400 miles, not a big deal. But when you're getting beat by the wind all fucking day,
Especially out on 80.
Yeah, Doug, I saw on your XL650, you put that tall windscreen on.
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Well, and it makes for safer riding because you're not exhausted. You're
It's
not
one less thing
You're
to
not
focus
distracted.
on, yeah.
Right. So I think, because again, I'm trying to do as little as I have to the bike, but I think those are ones that are safety bars. Bars are good. I would like to. Oh, the other thing we were talking earlier. Okay, so these are nice to haves, but I probably won't do them. One would be some sort of cruise control. Right, because adventure bikes.
There's some that are not that expensive.
So that would be one thing, but again, it complicates the bike. So that's one thing I
Get a
wrestle
wrist
with.
saver, call it good.
Yeah, I'll do something like
Throttle
that.
lock.
I'll get the little throttle lock thing.
Yeah.
That's one, and the other way, heated grips. The heated grips are a nice.
Crucial.
I know,
Yeah,
Jim, you do have
Yeah,
a
you need
birthday
that.
coming up.
But again, I'm trying to keep it minimal. And the only time I was cold was like in the second half of the trip. The weather dropped, and it was cold for like 3 hours leaving Boise, or cold for 3 hours wherever the fuck I was in Nevada.
And what's cold?
Like 50.
50, okay.
But when you're going, it's like
Sure.
you get. But but for me, it's like part of motorcycling.
Yeah, but
you just suck it up and
But
do
for
it,
me,
you know?
if your hands get cold, it becomes really distracting.
Oh, it sucks.
I mean, yeah, you can get through it, but why
No,
be
good
distracted when you can have heated grips?
Good point.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels
And
like
they don't draw a lot of power, which I like.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the Tenere overall is an adventure bike, and I'm changing my definition of adventure. So more of a bike you can take off road. So on the freeway, it was great. You know, with the knobby tires, you don't get as quite a good, but like I said, when the pavement was smooth, it was fine. But off road, it was great compared to the Africa Twin. Oh my gosh! So I'd take the luggage off at camp, whatever, and then ride with just a little. I would keep the giant loop bag on with some tools and tube and stuff in it, but it was so much more pleasant than a big heavy bike.
So how did it perform off road?
It did. So it's got ABS. It has no traction control at all, so you don't have to worry about that. And it has 3 ABS modes, like normal ABS, front and rear, front ABS, or turn it off completely. So I always keep the front ABS on because, right? But by the end of it, I was able to turn the bike with the rear wheel, you know, kind of skidding around turns and breaking it loose. It's a very confidence-inspiring bike, especially after getting off the big bikes. You know, after getting off an Africa Twin or a GSA, 1200, whatever. It feels more like a dirt bike. Also because it's narrow. You can grip it with your legs a lot better. You know, the Africa Twin had that big twin, so it was wide, so having that narrow thing you can lock your knees into was really great.
Would you compare this bike to anything else you've ridden?
Not really, because it's a modern motor. You know, it's in the FZ07 or whatever the MT07 now. So it's a modern motor, and the motor's just bitching. I mean, I was in some hot weather. Like when I left California, it was like 103 through the valley. I'm doing 80 or sitting at whatever. The motor never underheated. It never, did anything weird. So
I know we've said before, like, why don't they take the Versus 650 and put it into like a real dirt bike?
Yeah,
this is basically what
Yamaha
did.
And it's hard to describe, but the way the Twin puts power to the rear wheel, it's like you don't need traction control. Like it seems to have a very grippy feel to the way that Twin kind of thumps, like puts power to the rear wheel. But it was great. And the other thing is so I went from here through Nevada, just kind of slabbed it from Reno out, and then ended up in West Yellowstone, which is East Idaho, if you can picture this. So I kind of went up.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, so went up into Idaho. And then headed up into eastern Idaho, which is western Yellowstone Park. So it's not the park proper, but
did you go to the climb store?
No.
So did you plan out all your stops and everything beforehand, or did you just kind of be like, I'm just gonna go?
I did. So I planned out everything on a calendar, like over the last couple of months. It's fun to plan. That's part of the fun. And I stuck to my plan from here to Reno. And after that, I got totally blown up, right? And because I'd planned a lot more riding in the mountains. And the first thing that blew it up was thunderstorms. I was trying to get the jackpot in Nevada.
Did you have like rain gear with you?
Kinda. I had a raincoat, but I was like, I'm not going to be, stupid. If it starts downpouring or something, I'll pull off. I'll find somewhere to stay. I wasn't like super hardcore. You got to make X amount of miles a day. But I will say Nevada gets lonely. It's a long ride. Yeah. But once you get into Idaho, I mean, the natural beauty is just great. So I saw like a lot of cool wildlife at springtime. So I saw moose and baby moose. I saw a bear.
Meese?
Yeah, meese. Saw a bunch of pronghorn sheep. Yeah.
Bear, like in the road?
Yeah, hauling ass, dude. They say bears are fast. That's an understatement. Bears can haul ass. So what was kind of fun is I get up there and I'm all set to camp. I got my minimalist setup, and all this.
And you're scared of cows. So.
I'm scared of cows. Probably more scared of cows than bears. Well, we have bears here, right, in the Sierras. Not a huge deal, but it's still, they kind of, it's a bear.
But out grizzlies.
They have grizzlies.
Don't they? Yeah.
And they tell you, they're like, everywhere you get off the bike or you look at the informational sign, and by the way, there's grizzlies, but it'll say grizzlies are here. Your safety is not guaranteed. Have spare spray.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the element of danger I love.
Yeah.
So I'm camping one night. The second night I got chased out of the woods by thunderstorms. I'm staying in this little roadside lodge. And then the next day I'm riding through the roads, of the fire roads pretty much all around this Island Park area. So if you want to look at it on the map, Island Park, fucking just beautiful. But the whole area out there is beautiful. And I stopped for lunch and I'm telling this lady, because I had picked out some places, dispersed camping. I'm like, I could camp here. It's kind of on the edge of the woods and there's some people not too far away, right? Because I was freaked out by bears. And, dude, you loud, get your ass out there. And I'm having lunch.
Let me tell you something. You're freaked out by bears. It's the twinks that scare me.
That'll do it too. So, but I'm having lunch at this little kind of roadside little, foresty place. And I'm the only one in there. And I'm talking to this lady. I'm like, yeah, I'm camping. She goes, oh, you car, a trailer or whatever? I'm like, no, I'm just in a tent off the bike. And she looks at me and she's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And I'm like, thank you.
You're basically a burrito.
Well, it's funny.
California burrito.
Did you have bear spray?
I did have bear spray, and there were times where I had the safety out. And I had a pouch, a little handlebar pouch. It's popping up because, what you worry about is scaring wildlife, and it's spring. Shit's having babies. So when I saw the moose, and when I'm going around turns, if it's tight, I'm revving the engine. I'm making it. You don't want to scare a bear, especially a grizzly, because that's when you learn about the attacks. That's where most people get attacked.
That reminds me of Ray and his angry beeping, his angry honking.
Oh, I love angry
honking. Keeps you safe.
Yes.
But yeah, so we talked about like a loop's never a loop until it's a loop. So I had been about 50 miles through this beautiful forest loop, just seeing all sorts of gorgeous stuff. Not too many animals other than pronghorn. And I came around this one little turn and went downhill, and about 100 yards away is a big mother moose with a baby moose.
Oh.
And the baby was still
get mean,
wobbly and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, moose will fuck you up.
They're
Like
so
as big as this room. And so it was cool. So I took a little video, but the moose just kept plodding towards me. And I'm like,
Oh, no.
I'm turning around. I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, and I just rode but it was just as beautiful the 50 miles back out the other way. But it was just funny. I got turned around by a moose.
When you
So
have
it's not a
a new
loop.
when you have a
It's
new
not a loop.
appreciation for life, you're like, oh, this is beautiful.
Oh, you do. But you do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a lot of fun. It was good to put the Tenere through its paces.
And you bought it. Did you get it used or did you buy it new?
Brand new.
Brand new. Nice.
Yeah, brand new, $9,500. It was on sale, oddly enough. But so I'm a big fan of the Tenere. I love it. It's quickly becoming my favorite bike because it's just comfortable. Like I was riding around town this morning on it, or this afternoon, just to kind of after I left the garage, and it was so nice. I went down West Cliff, and then I made the mistake of going past the boardwalk. It was fucking chaos.
Yeah, really.
But I was able just to rip through traffic on it like a scalpel. Yeah. So it's a fun bike. I mean, I'm a big fan.
How did you like the giant loop bag? How did those?
I
work
like
for
the
you?
giant loop a lot. So this is the big U-shaped saddlebag that sits on the back, and I took it off every night when I was staying somewhere because I didn't want to leave it on the bike. So once you get used to using it, you can take it on and off. It's like a suitcase basically. In about 5 minutes, you can take the whole thing off in about 5 minutes. So it held enough camping gear. It held all my camping gear. The only thing I had in my backpack were clothes.
Does it go under seat? Or on top?
No,
of
on top.
Yeah, it's
like kind of around the back.
Horseshoe.
Okay.
Like a big horseshoe around the
So
back.
you had the Coyote?
Coyote, yeah. I got it used on eBay. I
Oh,
recommend.
nice.
Well, dude, they are not cheap. They're like
The
$500.
giant loops. I bought one of their handlebar bags, and that was
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
This was $469.
Yeah, they're like $500.
Yeah, they're waterproof.
But I got
No, they're not. A lot of it, their stuff
No,
is
they're not.
Still got to have dry bags.
they're waterproof-ish.
Oh.
They give
Yeah.
you the
Well, there's
dry
They made
Bags
it
and
very
stuff.
big letters on the stuff
But-
I was looking at.
But it worked great. So I got mine used on eBay for $150. I had to, like, one of the straps was burned off. Who gives a shit? You
Yeah,
replace it, right? I mean, they're super durable. So big.
Yeah.
I mean, giant loop stuff is durable as fuck. But it's expensive. So it worked great. I had all my camping gear in it. So again, I had a tiny stove, a little coffee thing, and my sleeping bag. Blah blah blah. I mean, someone contact me if we want the whole list, but it carried enough for a minimalist camping for a few nights. And it kept the weight in a really good place. It's all low and all that kind of shit. I like it a lot better than the cases or panniers or that shit.
You visited an iconic location that I have yet to visit.
Oh, no.
In, I believe, Butte, Montana?
Oh, okay. Glad this wasn't in. So, yeah, Butte, Montana. So I ended up in Manhattan, Montana, which everyone should go see, especially on a Wednesday night, because that's when Mike Beck plays his gig. So Mike's a friend of the garage. We met him through Emma, a Monterey local, but has been living in Montana forever. And Mike is a fascinating human.
He's a mountain man.
He's like the true Renaissance man. And you talk about stories, and you have to pull him out a little bit because he's a very humble guy. But he has stories forever. So, I mean, this guy was hitchhiking from Monterey in the early 70s to Montana to pick up cowboy gigs. Hitchhiking,
Wow.
right, for work and stuff. But he's such a humble, gracious host. So I got to hang out with him in his tree house there in Manhattan, and got to see Mike play, which was really cool, to brewery there, and hang out and meet all his friends, all super cool. So the next day we woke up and took a ride. So Mike's got his Royal Enfield that he loves, and he looks great on it. And we took a ride to Butte, Montana, to see Evel Knievel's gravesite.
Robert Craig Knievel.
Yeah, and his son is buried
send me a
next to him.
picture.
Bobby's right next to it.
Wait, Robbie died?
Yeah, Robbie. Or no, there's a tombstone of him right next to it.
What? Robbie Knievel died? No.
Unless it's in Wade, I don't know. Yeah, he died.
Waiting.
No, wait a minute. What?
They're literally, it's Robbie Knievel. It's a picture of him on the fucking tombstone. It's like 4 feet tall.
January 13th, 2023. He died.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I just found out. Oh, man.
That's what the gravestone said anyway.
Pouring out for Robbie.
Wow.
But it was cool. No, Mike was.
Oh, he had pancreatic cancer.
Isn't that what Evel had?
Yeah. So Mike was a great host. We took some great backcountry roads to get to Butte, like beautiful rolling hills and farmland and cows. And America's a beautiful country.
Oh, yeah.
And we also went to Lewis and Clark, the headwaters of the Missouri, I think, and these caverns and shit. Really cool. Beautiful out there.
So which Royal Enfield does he ride?
Is that the Meteor
Was it the
350?
I think it's the
Himalayan? Not the
Meteor.
Himalayan.
No,
Meteor
I think it's a
350.
Meteor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's had that a while.
Yeah, so it was cool to see that and see Butte, which is I'd like to go back.
Great trip. And I'm
trip.
so glad to get a good review of the Tenere, in fact.
How fast did you get that thing?
92
How
was
did, how did it feel?
on smooth pavement, not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, the wind's beating you up a little
Sure,
bit,
sure.
but if you tuck behind the windscreen, it's okay. But if you're on uneven pavement with the front dirt tire,
uh-huh.
it's a little terrifying.
Yeah,
It just starts getting
you can
fucking
imagine.
weird on you. So
Well, pretty good bike. In fact, our friend Breaking Away Matt bought one.
I saw that. He sent it to me as soon as he bought it.
Yeah. I don't know.
in New Mexico. New Mexico, Matt.
I wonder if we'll ever get the World Rally version, though. That looks like it might be nice.
That thing looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really pumped with it going from that
Dude.
Piggy GS to
Yeah.
the.
They're cool until you get in some technical dirt.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you're like, oh, it's not as cool as it used to be.
You know what? I'll go so far as to say we might be able to take a Tenere 700 on a lot of the roads in Pakistan.
Do you-
I think that is an extremely capable bike.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I'm sure a better rider would.
Well, I was going to say it's a dirt bike, but the last thing, comment I'll make is it's more of an adventure bike than a dirt bike. It's not a dirt bike. It's an adventure bike.
It's also pretty high, isn't it? I mean, like you can't.
Well, for you.
I wouldn't take that over a plank. Well, thank you for the review. I'm looking forward to hearing more as you continue to really test it out and see what it can do. All right, Bagel. So we've just shared our death-defying adventures. What did you do?
Now I get to share it. I get to share my death-defying adventures.
Yeah, you crazy scooteress.
Yes, we got up to it again. The Slug Rocket Scooter Club of Eureka, California held their latest Big Wood Scooter Rally. This one being their 7th. They decided to go with a 007 theme, and their patch featured the classic 007 logo with looking down the barrel of the gun.
Like a sphincter.
But instead of James Bond, it had Sasquatch with the bow tie in the middle.
Oh, I like that.
So the Slug Rockets are they've been around for a very long time, but very few people know about them because they're just kind of low key and just hang out in the area. But they've been around since like 1996. But this year they put on their Bigwood Scooter Rally, which, as the name implies, meets in the big redwood trees of around Eureka. And the rally started on Friday night, where we had a meet and greet at this great nautical themed dive bar in Eureka. And afterwards, we rode over to one of the club members' houses and hung out for a little bit longer before we turned in for the night. Then on Saturday, we rode out to the campsite, which is in kind of up in the hills south of Eureka.
Okay, hold on. Have you said yet which scooter you're riding?
I was riding the Vespa GTS 300.
Okay, so you're going in
and
luxury, not misery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I rode down there because, I like to ride, and that's really the best bike I have right now for long distance riding. So I took that down, and it did fine. I had beautiful weather going down there. I got a little chilly once I got over the coast, but that's pretty normal. But on Saturday, we had the big ride out to the campsite, where first we rode out to the bluffs on the hills south of Eureka. I got some fantastic views of the city and the ocean from there. And then rode the Avenue of the Giants, which all on scooters was just a phenomenal ride. And then we stopped at this great little popsicle stand that makes homemade blackberry popsicles.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh yeah, it's just right by the side of the road, like a little organic fruit farm. And yeah, it's an awesome treat that we have every year at Bigwood, and this year was no exception. And then we rode to the campsite where the Slug Rockets put on an absolutely delicious dinner with dry rub tri-tip and a variety of salads and other snacks and food, beer, drinks, all kinds of great stuff.
I'm sorry, I laugh every time you say Slug Rockets.
Yes. Well, the interesting thing about the name is that one of the founding members actually came up with the idea for the name originally for a band, but they never really got things together to form a band. But they got into scooters and they wanted to start a scooter club. And they said, "Well, I have this name for a band, so why don't we use this for the scooter club?"
It is the most perfect name for a scooter club.
It fits.
I love it.
Yep.
Love it.
So now, in years past, normally scooter rallies would just be Saturday, Sunday. But starting with last year, the Slug Rockets have started doing something a little bit different, where they add a second camping night on Sunday night, where if you want to take the day off on Monday, you can stay over a second night, which I decided to do this year. And man, it was totally worth it, because instead of riding back home on Sunday, we decided to go, those of us who stayed, went out on a nice adventure ride through the Lost Coast.
Ooh.
Nice.
Did you go down to
Yeah,
Usal Beach?
Love the Lost Coast.
Yeah, we didn't do the whole loop around the Lost Coast, but we did do a nice foray into it to a little mountain town called Honeydew.
Oh, yeah.
So this hasn't been found yet?
No, it's still lost.
Still lost.
No,
Wow.
still haven't found it. But it was a fairly small group, a relatively small group, because on the Saturday ride, there were, I think I counted 32 bikes.
Oh, wow.
Sunday ride was maybe like 10 or 12, something like that. And because it was a smaller ride, we were being a little bit looser about, having how the group was organized. And a few of us who were at the front just kind of decided to get our yayas out and just kind of just opened it up going down the road. Now, mind you, this is not the best road. It's pretty bumpy. It's got some potholes and stuff, but we were just ready. We needed to open it up and have some fun.
What's top speed on a Vespa?
Well, it depends on the bike, but I'll get to that in a minute. But we were probably doing about, on the way out there, I'd say maybe 55, maybe up to 60 or something like that. So we were looking pretty good on this little twisty, windy little mountain road. Stopped at Honeydew at the little general store there. Had some beverages and a snack to eat. Hung out for a little while, and then just headed back. And once again, those of us who made our way up to the front of the pack decided that we wanted to open it up again. But this time we didn't hold back. We just went all out. And there were two vintage Lambrettas up in the front, and then Steph, who was riding her Vespa and our vintage Vespa, and then I was on my modern, and another friend on a vintage Vespa. And so like all five of us were just booking at like 60, 65 along some of these roads and just having an absolute blast. It was a total Return of the Jedi speeder bike moment, like just going
Nice.
through the redwoods, just flying. And man, I tell you, that was some good therapy, because after I got back, I felt so good. It was such a thrill. And just the whole weekend was a fantastic time, because the Slug Rockets are such a great group. They're always such fun to hang out with, and they put on a fantastic rally with just everything you want. There's swimming in the Eel River right where we were camping.
Oh yeah.
So it was just 10 out of 10, top notch, fantastic rally. And I had such a great time. I'm so glad that I went.
I've heard stories from these scooter rallies. You guys are crazy. Was there any like nudity or explosions or anything like that?
No, I didn't notice any of that. We did have a slow race. I got second place in the slow race actually.
All right.
But yeah, it was just a great time. Everybody was just in good spirits and having fun.
You crazy kids, you.
And I will say I did have an adventure on the way back.
Oh yeah.
Because my GTS is the salvage bike that I bought a couple of years back, and it's been a little neglected. And so the spark plug that was in there was, kind of old. Well, it decided, and maybe this had something to do with going 65 miles an hour. Oh, hang on just a second.
Because I know for a fact you can do like 80 on this scooter. Oh no, he's going to get some. So yeah, when I was going cross country, coming back from VMD, I was waiting at an exit and Bagel passed me and I couldn't catch up with him and I was on my 990. It's like he's just hauling ass down the road doing like 80, 85 easy.
Yeah. But now this may have had something to do with, hauling ass down these bumpy roads at 65 miles an hour. But my spark plug decided to give up the ghost on the way home. The funny thing is, this is not the first time I've had this happen to me. The electrode where the plug cap plugs onto the plug, the electrode broke inside the plug and just slid out, and the cap just fell off on the side of the freeway.
That's not good.
Wow.
So I unfortunately I did not have a spare plug with me.
That is unlike you, Bagel.
Yeah, I should have been more prepared. But I thought, I don't have any other way to get home. Let me just stick it back on and see if I can get it to hold on there good enough to keep it running. And it ran for, maybe another 50 miles and then it fell off again. So then I had to pull over and stick it back on again and, went another 50,
Did you just
60
stick
miles.
your finger under there and complete the circuit with your finger?
No, I didn't have to do that. But I think the rubber cap, sitting on the plug was just enough to hold it on there so that it would arc enough from the broken part of the electrode to get to the electrode inside the plug.
Use some
That
gum,
is
man.
limping it.
Use some gum to hold.
Right. That would have helped. I didn't have any though. but I managed to limp it home. Got, ended up getting a couple little burns on my hand in the meantime, trying to fish the spark plug tap up out of the engine. But I made it back, and then I changed the plug once I got home.
Wow.
So, and then I have another little adventure from this weekend, which I think ties into this as well. If I can tell about that too.
Did you not fix the spark plug?
No, I did. I replaced the spark plug when I got home. But yesterday, I decided to go on a trial run of the route that we're going to be riding on the Rim Run scooter rally to Crater Lake next month.
I'm withholding jokes.
Please feel free.
So unlike you.
So I decided to take the same bike, the 300, out there, which on doing it on a vintage bike, it's going to be a very long ride. It's about 150 miles or so, or 130 miles to the campsite at least.
How much of that is rimming?
The rimming will come later once we get to the lake.
So the rimming will be at the campsite, is what you're saying, right?
There will be many miles of rimming going around the crater.
Oh,
Did you explain that to Hassan?
Right on the edge. How large is the crater?
It's a big crater, let me tell you.
Take you a long time.
I have not seen it with my
man.
own eyes yet, but you can see it from space.
oh wow.
Wow.
So I decided to run this route, and I took the modern bike because I figured it's a modern bike. It'll be an easy ride up there and back. Be 6 hours up. I'd be done with it, and then I can just make sure that all of the route that I planned out is good, and that my directions are correct and everything. So I went out there and found a couple little things that I needed to correct. Checked out a lunch spot that I think will be good for us to stop at. Verified that gas stations have clear gas and all that kind of thing. And then got to the end of where I wanted to ride that day, which was actually at the Diamond Lake Resort, just north of Crater Lake. And I literally went to turn around to pull into the gas station and gas up, and my bike died. And I thought, well, shit. Is it the spark plug again?
Did you run out of gas in front of a gas station?
No. I still had plenty of gas, but I needed to top up just to make sure I had enough to get back, because the gas stations are kind of sparse around there. But I looked, and the plug was fine. And then I was thinking, well, all right, if it's not the plug that cut out, what else could it be? Could it be the injector? And I kind of looked at the connector on the fuel injector, which is kind of a weak link on modern Vespas. And unfortunately, I noticed that the connector was a little loose on the injector, which means it was in the process of breaking. So I tried starting the bike, and I very gently kind of wiggled the connector, and it started, and then it died. And I could get it to run if I put it in just the right position, but it would not stay running.
Oh, there's only one cylinder.
There's only one cylinder.
Oh, you need that. You need that.
No squirty, no runny.
Wow.
So I pushed it into the gas station and started calling some friends. And luckily I found a friend who was just finishing up a game of disc golf with his son and didn't really have any important plans for the rest of the day. And I asked him if he could run over to my shop and pull off the injector off of my other bike and bring it out to me. And he said, yeah, man, I can do that.
That's a good friend.
He is a really good friend. And he did that. He drove 150 miles all the way out to Diamond Lake to deliver the new fuel injector to me. I popped it on, the bike started up and ran great all the way back. So he followed me back off to the freeway, and I made it home. But I didn't get home until after midnight last night.
Well, I hope you
so what I thought was going to be a 6-hour tour ended up being more like 12 hours, I think.
Wow. Well, good adventure. And looking at your bike, is that your Cannonball bike behind you?
This one here, these two are Cannonball bikes.
So that reminds me of some news that we heard on our trip. I don't know if you guys have heard. It's not great news.
What's that?
The
Iron Butt Association.
Rally has been canceled until further notice because they couldn't get insurance. Their insurance.
Oh.
It's yet another event that's being shut down because even though they've had no claims or no issues, insurance going through the roof. I forget if it dropped them or just raised so high they can't afford to do it. And
which is the same thing basically.
And so you can still, the Iron Butt Association still exists. You can go do an Iron Butt, submit everything. But the rally that our friend Wendy won for now is shut down. And what reminded me of that is I saw a friend of the show, Chris Comley, who does Iron Butts, has signed up for the scooter Cannonball. Because he's like, well, I'll do this instead. Which I think is really cool. So, yeah.
Are you seeing that too, Craig, in your business?
Insurance is going through the roof. They it's went up so much, 40% for the.
Wow.
It's just going up everywhere and all. I think houses big problem, and we don't need to go too deep into that, but.
Well, I know for our rally, we were being quoted insurance costs that were more than what we make on the rally. I mean, it's just ridiculous to have 75 people in a campground costing $8,000.
I like the Pakistani model. Let's just negotiate
on the side of the road. Well, congratulations on your perfect ride. Sounds like you had some really good riding therapy. I think we all need some of that. We've got a lot of emails to get to, guys. Bagel, do you have the emails I sent you, I believe, last week?
I'll have to take a look.
Go ahead and take a look. Meanwhile, Jim, you want to read yours? I gave you the one with the largest lettering.
I like that. Thank you. Bless you. I can actually read it. Hello, Misfits. This
Hello.
is from us, Stephanie.
Hey,
Steph.
Stephanie.
I'm slowly catching up on your podcasts this morning. I listened to number 505,
Right
Oh,
on.
yeah?
the one about the Bond movie bikes.
Oh, yeah. There's a model right up there.
One year, my husband Todd and I were down in Daytona for Bike Week, and BMW had a busy day of events. They had a slow school first thing in the morning, which I attended on my 97 Buell S3 sorry, it's all chopped up. I attended on my 1997 Buell S3 Thunderbolt.
What's a slow school?
I don't know, but if you're not familiar with the Thunderbolt's handling, it has a turning radius roughly this. I assume it's slow.
Oh, okay.
But the Buell has a turning radius roughly the same as the Queen Mary, and the offset cone weaves I couldn't clear more than 2 in a row. Neither could the instructor on the bike. The morning of instruction was very valuable but exhausting. After the slow school, there was a demonstration of stunt riding by Jean-Pierre Goy himself.
Oh.
He rode the BMW in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, cool.
I was sitting on the front row of the bleachers at the edge of the stunt area where I collapsed after the slow school. In spite of the jaw-dropping wheelies, slides, and stoppies, I started to nod off where I was sitting. Suddenly, there was a screech, and there was a BMW motorcycle right in front of me, and M. Goy was pointing to his passenger seat, then at me.
What?
Don't sleep at his show, apparently.
Huh.
They staggered to their feet and realized that probably that they were 6 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier than M. Goy, who apparently wanted to take me for a ride.
Wow.
I'm sure he was insulted I was falling asleep. I'm sure he was too.
Yeah.
So I shook my head, but he pointed incessantly to me. He was going to wake you up into his pillion seat. So I climbed on, held on to him as he showed me. M. Goy then tore off at a high rate of speed and proceeded to perform all his wheelies, stoppies, and slides with me as his passenger.
Oh, God.
I was trying very hard to support myself and not yank him off the bike, but there wasn't anything to hang on to except for him. Fortunately, he was much stronger than he looked. You just keep. Anyway, you fall asleep and then you're like, you're stronger than you look. We're just teasing. And had no trouble completing all his maneuvers. Finally, he slid to a stop, deposited me back in my seat, and I thanked him and sat down next to my husband. And the woman on the other side leaned in and asked, "Oh my God, are you okay? Weren't you terrified?" I said, "Yes, but I definitely left the sheet of Tehran on his seat." Weren't you terrified? My husband started laughing. I replied, "No. I ride to work every day through New York City traffic. This was actually kind of relaxing." So anyway, hey, Stephanie from Bikes Built Better,
Oh, yeah.
Horsham, Pennsylvania. So shout out to Stephanie. Thanks for the note.
Stephanie.
Thanks for writing in. That was cool.
Right on.
That's cool.
So I have a cool one here. This one is from Paul in Portland. And he says,
Paul.
Hey, Paul.
hey, guys, I've sent you... there was a package that came with this. I sent you these cool motorcycles I found. It's a model of the Hong Kong Fire Services Department fire motorcycle. Huh. And also the emergency medical assistant motorcycle. So that you have a pair of the fire services working motorcycles for your collection. You see them right here. They're teeny tiny.
Oh, they're tiny ones.
Check that out.
Oh, that's cool.
Adorable.
They're these teeny tiny, because remember we were talking
What
about
country?
working
Where are they from?
motorcycles?
Yeah, we had to save on shipping, so
Yeah, no, these are from Hong Kong.
You're Hong Kong. Okay.
Well, these are Hong Kong emergency vehicles.
Gotcha.
So yeah, one is
cool.
emergency and one is fire.
BMW.
He says, changing the subject, podcast a few months back had asked whether people regretted purchasing a specific motorcycle. I can't think I've ever regretted a motorcycle purchase, even when I ended up not liking that particular motorcycle. I just viewed it as a case of learning more about what I actually want in a motorcycle. However, that's not to say that I've never had motorcycle regrets. Those regrets have always been about not purchasing a bike when I had the opportunity. In particular, in the mid-'80s, I was looking at used bikes for my second bike, and one I looked at was a GS 1000S, the West Cooley replica with the bikini fairing in white with blue stripes.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Used to love
sexy
that
bike.
Yep.
At the time, it was just too much for my level of skill and experience, and my reaction to an inadvertent wheelie during the test ride really made that clear to me. I've often thought about that bike, wondering just how bad a mistake it would have really been if I had bought it. That's it for now. Thanks. That is a good way to look at things. Is like, but you know what? I think you made the right decision. If it scared you and you recognize it's too much, you made the right call. I think you should have no regrets about that. That thing is a death trap. All right. Bagel, you got one to read there?
Yes. I have a Patreon email here from Dusty.
Hello, Dusty.
Hey, is it Dusty?
Dusty writes, "Hey, Misfits. Dustin here from beautiful British Columbia. It's been a while since I've rode and wanted to say, hey, I've fallen behind on episodes and I'm just catching up as I mow down my 3-foot tall grass in my yard. It's a bit of a job with the electric mower and weed whacker. Yes, Liza, it seems I'm now an electric wackadoo of sorts. Don't worry, my 2-wheeled machines still operate on the suck, squeeze, bang, blow method."
Oh, that sounds like it'd be good for your rim trip.
We will be doing a lot of suck, squeeze, bang, and blowing on that trip.
Wow.
I have a tip for Matt and Jen that we're visiting in May.
Yeah.
If Matt needs a good ride and Jen loves her history, I recommend considering the Motorcycles and Misfits tour with Kat McLeod.
Oh.
Castles and Curves. I was lucky enough to join for the first run of this tour, and it was so much fun. I personally went for the ride. However, I thoroughly enjoyed the history as well with Kat's wife, aka Mouse. On another note, I'm in the early stages of planning a trip down to California later this year. Being Canadian, I'm waiting for the later season when it will be more tolerable weather than the scorching summer. Tentatively aiming at later October to drop down. Do you have any tips for a somewhat foreigner searching for places to camp along the journey? Any and all help is appreciated. I'm also happy for any recommendations along my journey, especially considering food. If Bagel has any killer spots through Oregon or anything else, I'm happy to hear them. I don't intend to take the fastest way down. I've plenty of time to zigzag my way down. Thanks for keeping the information and entertainment coming. Much love, Dustin.
Hey. All right. Jim, you're our resident camper. You got any tips for finding camping?
Yeah, luckily, I think in the Pacific Northwest, all the way down the West Coast, is national forests. There's tons of dispersed camping. If you're into that, it's not hard to find. And I think for food, it's easy enough. You can pull not far off the pavement, find a beautiful spot, probably next to water up there, and camp and find a beautiful spot. And then just wake up in the morning and go have breakfast in town. Or if you really want to do it, is bring freeze-dried food for the morning, that kind of thing. I mean, be bear smart. It's not crazy, but you have to put your food in a tree or whatever. But honestly, the national forests. Why is that funny? That's what you do. You put your food in a tree.
Bears can't climb trees.
Well, there's a technique. You do the branch. Fucking look it up, dude. Or no, just keep it in your tent.
Get the food away from you.
No, but the national forests or the federal land, BLM, whatever it might be, offer just free camping for up to 2 weeks, as it turns out. So
cool.
Take advantage of that. Also, you can find cheap-ass places on the side of the road. If the weather gets nasty, or the mosquitoes are horrible or something, don't kill yourself. Just
bunk a biker, too.
Yeah.
Good tip. Bunk a biker.
Yeah.
October's really kind of past the prime tourist season. The only thing I recommend is when you get down to Santa Cruz, hopefully you're coming down here, a lot of people are looking at camping spots, which are really, they can be expensive, hard to come by. Go to Hollister Hills, our dirt biking campground. Mm-hmm. It always has spaces available. And how much is it for overnight? Like
$5 a night.
It's $5?
Yeah,
for camp, I thought it was a little more for camping, like $10 maybe.
It might be 10.
It's
still
ridiculously cheap, and highly recommend it.
Well, there's also Hip Camp if you can't find anything else, which is basically like an Airbnb for camping.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
And as far as food goes, I guess it really depends on which route that he's taking, but I know that along the Oregon coast there's no shortage of great seafood places in every little town along the way. So, if you just stop and look on your phone to find, seafood restaurant, you can find something awesome along the Oregon coast. If you're going inland, I don't know if maybe there are a few places I can recommend. I mean, Portland has no shortage of great places to eat. Just do a search there to see what looks good to you. Eugene, there's a lot of good places in Eugene too. One of my favorites is a Thai restaurant called Tara Rin. That's really good. They've got 2 locations.
Wow, there's a theme going on here. Talk about rims?
Rin, R-I-N.
Oh, okay.
That's how they say it in Chinese.
Talalin.
But yeah, I mean, you can find all kinds of great stuff. There's an In-N-Out in Grants Pass. If you went in and out.
I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
Because sometimes you just need a little in and out when you're on a long ride.
Animal style.
And when you need some gas, just look for a good come and go truck stop. There we go.
That too.
All right. Thank you very much, Bagel. All right. Douglas, you got one there to
I
read?
have an email.
I hope it's clean.
Yeah, well, we could find a way to make it dirty, trust me. This is from Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
He writes, great podcast. Been listening for years in my truck while running around between construction sites. OWG. Been riding 45 years.
Cool.
Brown KZ400, blue CB900 with sweatback bars. My up-the-butt bike was so pretty. Maroon V65 Magna. Fell asleep on the highway with throttle lock on while coming home from night school. Treadles on road woke me up. Had a new baby, then 2 more. So stopped for a decade, then bright blue VTX 1300, followed by blue and white BMW RX 1100, green Cowie Concourse, HD Heritage Softail, and the latest Goldwing F6B.
It was like Midwestern bikes.
All bikes used when purchased. Just listen to one of the recycled recordings of Emma's First. Very funny. Great podcasts. Cheers from the other coast.
Hey.
Thanks for writing in, Mark.
Yeah, right on.
I'm guessing that was
Sounds
an
like
RS 1100.
Oh, XR. Yeah.
XR. Oh,
Yeah.
right. All right.
Sounds like
I got one here, and this is a good
it's a
one.
novel.
This one is from
Yeah, you got to condense that one.
Mayo Moto. It says Mayo Moto here.
Mayo.
Mayo Moto. Former pro bull rider and saddle bronc rider. That's the horsies for y'all. And now motorcyclist for a couple of decades. I heard the discussion about armor and thought I might have an interesting perspective for y'all. The high impact, low velocity bull riding vests came around in the 1990s. They're not for the clowns, you clowns. They're for all the riders. They were bulky and not very flexible. They were developed using an early version of active closed cell foam that became more rigid when compressed. Think non-Newtonian semi-solid. Most guys only wore them when they had an injury, ribs, or about 90% of the time, that they needed to protect. You would then be, of course, mercilessly mocked for wearing it. Later versions were much lighter and had kind of a block puffer look that you could move in. They were pretty miraculous. You could take a center punch and it would firm up enough to slide off most of the time. I'm talking about getting stepped on, not hooked, horned, or gored. Bulls are heavy, Small one is 2 Heritage Softails and can get up to a pair of Amazonias. Amazonia, y'all? Anyway, they're freaking
That
heavy.
cowboy joke is that's no joke.
No.
Cowboy stuff. Yeah.
Also, some physics involved with that much mass at speed, so the much greater danger is getting stepped on. Hook me first all day. They usually just flip you out of harm's way with a little to nothing to hurt but your pride. So I've been stepped on in the chest by bulls wearing one of these, and they absolutely work to protect the fracture. I have also slid down the pavement next to a variety of bikes wearing a variety of things. I will never ride without my armor in place on parts that tend to get hit first. You won't care if it's broken or not. I know for a fact from my former career that a deep bone bruise will send you to the ER to find out, much to your disbelief, there is no fracture. And then you will be mercilessly mocked for the visit. These guys are hard.
That's a hardcore group.
Hardcore. Why take the chance? Even if it only helps a little, that's a little less it's going to hurt. The equestrian armor for the barrel racers will certainly take the edge off of hitting the barrel with your shin at 25 to 30 miles per hour. But it's rigid, so not really on the same discussion as flexible body armor. So far as getting crunch goes, maybe there's some room for an integration in moto apparel here. But the problem is they put off a pretty strong Michelin Man vibe. And just to go back, we were talking about, I think it came from the Fortnite thing, is armor worth it? Yeah. Because they really don't, they're not expanding on armor. Armor could be better. And in things like bull riding, armor is better. And that's the point. Yeah, Bagel?
Well, I think I know a way where they can make it actually more appealing. If they make the suit of armor look like you've got like like ripped muscles and a
Yeah.
six
Been
pack.
pumped up.
Oh my God. People will be
Oh
wearing
my
their
God.
spandex over that. They'll be like, yeah.
Smuggling
They'll sell like
peanuts.
hotcakes.
Well, he says, love y'all and feel like we're old friends. I've been listening from the beginning.
Wow.
Still there every week
Wow.
when I putter in the shop. I ride an Airhead GS and race off-road hare scramble enduro on my modern YZ250FX and vintage on Sandy Crotch, my 96 YZ252 smoker.
Nice.
Not brand loyal and love me some scootin' mixed bag of KTMs, assorted dirt bikes from 65 to 600s, KLRs, some vintage Hondas, and a 57 Ironhead, the first Sportster. I'm getting Vespa curious in my old age.
Nice. By Jason.
The last big ride I took was a fly-in ride to Detroit to pick up a 94 R1000 GS in November and rode it back to Texas. A couple of years ago, I took a KLR 4,000 miles in 10 days to Idaho and back to watch the eclipse from the top of the Targhee near the Tetons. No maps and no motels. Planning a big Western loop. Haven't spent much time out there. Just lots of driving to the next one in the night. I'd love to stop by the recycle garage and tell you some rodeo stories.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
hit you all
100%.
up.
Please come.
Hundred.
That's some
Come on
hardcore
over.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah, this sounds like the type of person we need to hang out with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, John, you got one there?
I do. This is from Ethan Mayer.
Hey, Ethan.
Hey, Misfits. Ethan from Portland here. I'm writing this as I head up to the Cascade Mountains of Washington for some Father's Day dirt biking, but wanted to drop a line. I missed you guys.
Aw.
Not exactly sure when you'll be back from all the shenanigans, but as the Joni song says, you don't know what you have until it's gone. Y'all's fools be special.
Aw.
Warming my cockles. I wanted to ask a question that might be answered, reaching into maybe one of your numbers history holes.
Okay.
What's the story around the intro outro music? I've never heard you guys talk about it, but it's about as fundamental to the sound of the podcast as Liza saying, "Hey there, welcome to the Motorcycles and Misfits
Yep.
podcast. Please educate me." Love, Ethan.
Yeah, so that music, Zoe found that day one. It is a band called Flannel Cat that no longer exists. And that song is called Motorcycle at the Speed of Light. And I think she just started searching for songs that were available that had motorcycle related. It's as simple as that. I even tried years ago to reach out to the band to see if they wanted to come on the show and talk about the song, but they're long gone. I think it was just a small band. So it was just a song we found and we thought was fitting because it had a motorcycle theme. So there you go. And it's
perfect. It's a perfect song.
You can search for it online if you want to hear the whole song. Craig, you got one there?
I do. Titled Liza on a Scooter from Mike Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Dear Misfits, my wife and I are exploring the possibility of attending Vintage Days for the first time.
Do it.
When I went to the AMA website to confirm the dates of the event, I discovered a photo from last year's Lap for History parade lap that has left me intrigued. Right there at the front of the pack was a rider in an Evel Knievel costume on a Vespa. My curiosity has gotten the better of me, and I feel compelled to ask. Given Liza's propensity for wearing our favorite stuntman's star-spangled jumpsuit, is that her leading the race that is not a race? If so, does Bagel know that he's got some competition in the fastest scootering misfit category? Thanks again for the great podcast, and I hope to see some of you at Mid-Ohio. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yep, come look for us.
So I went online to check. I'm looking at a picture here. There is somebody on a vintage bike in Stars and Stripes. I don't see the Evel Knievel, but I did find something when I went a little bit deeper. And this is the Lap for History. And I think is that Kevin Schwantz?
I think so.
I think it was Kevin Schwantz. And if you look behind him, what do we see here? Just behind him. On a lime green Benelli that I own. Wearing I can say one of our Motorcycles and Misfits shirt with long curly hair flowing behind it. Moin.
Nice.
So just to confirm, that is not you in that photo that we think Mike's talking about.
That one wasn't me on a Vespa, but I
was an
did
old white
find
guy.
Moyne on my mini bike behind Kevin Schwantz. So that was even more fun. So yeah, thanks for checking that out. And yes, come on out. I will be there, and I will have at least one Evel Knievel outfit. I usually take 2 because you can never have enough. Bagel, you have one more, or actually no, Ray, you have one?
I do.
Let's get that, and then Bagel, you're last one out. Okay, he's got to get
All
ready.
right. Hi, Liza.
Hi.
In advance, welcome back. I hope
Thank you.
Pakistan was awesome. Can't wait to hear about it. Besides that, I have some thoughts I think could be of interest to the podcast. Lavi and Ollie with the little link for their Instagram account. You probably know about them, and they recently completed May 21st their round-the-world trip in an attempt to be the youngest couple to do so. And they did it on a, wait for it, V-Strom 1050 XT.
Ooh.
Frankenbikes. We all know about Tritons, Norvins, and such like, motor-swapped frames or frame-swapped motors that strive to offer the best of each one. My questions are, what Frankenbikes do you remember or maybe actually built yourself? What Frankenbike would you build? To get things going, the first Frankenbike I remember was built by a family friend and mechanic named Don Miller, who wedged a CB450 motor into a Mako frame. He was unstoppable on that thing. Maybe it was due to his riding talent, but he also really knew how to build up Hondas to get the most out of them. And that 450 was a screaming motor to begin with. Inspired by Don's creation, our clan scrounged up a Mako 125 rolling frame and wedged an SL350 motor into it. It too proved to be a pretty good hill climber, though milder than Don's 450. They used to let me loose on that thing at the tender age of 12 to take on the hills at Carnegie. Fun times. What would I build? In a fever dream, I thought about finding a wrecked TLS 1000, harvesting the motor, and wedging it into a DRZ 400 frame. Fitted out as supermoto enduro? Not sure. Either way, 130 horsepower at 400 poundish would be a hell of a ride. Again, welcome back and see you soon. Neil.
Hey, Neil. Do you remember that rat bike that I built, that CB750?
Hell yeah, I remember the rat bike.
That was my favorite bike. It was somebody's like yard free bike.
So many people crashed on that bike.
Oh, I know. And I had a BMW RT seat, which looks like a saddle. And I bobbed the rear, and I put dirt bike bars and a dirt bike fender.
Oh, wow.
And just that thing was just, it was fun because you didn't care.
No,
You just
nobody
didn't
gave
care.
a shit about that
Nobody
bike.
gave a shit. And it was just,
Or about their lives.
yeah. Frankenbikes are fun because to me, it's like you're giving something another life. And you can just
Yeah.
abuse it because you don't care. Yeah. And then I think all of Bagel scooters are a Frankenbike of some form.
Not all of them. Only some of them.
There's that one.
Some more than others, put it that way.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. You know, I wouldn't mind hearing from listeners who
That's a
want to
whole
email
nother
us.
topic. That's
I
like a
know. This
show.
is like,
yeah.
send us your email, motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com. Tell us about your Frankenbikes. Because, I mean, there was a whole rat bike phase. You're just taking something that you crashed and just making it work again. So let us know, because, yeah, that is a whole thing. All right, we've got one more, and I want to see how Bagel's going to handle this one.
Well, this involves potentially two accents from opposite sides of the earth. So I'm going to go with the most recent one.
Okay.
So I have an email here from Harry Beckerfold. It's, hey, misfits, listen up. I've got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
I stumbled upon your podcast a few months back, and since then I've been devouring the backlog and eagerly awaiting every new episode. Gotta hand it to you. Your show is incredible. Some of you crack me up, some make me cringe, but I love it all. LOL. So, a little backstory. I started riding bikes as a teenager in Norway, braving snow, hail, and sunshine.
Is that a Norwegian accent?
Yes.
I think you got to switch to Norwegian now.
Yeah, you got to switch to Norwegian.
But But my love for motorcycles has always been strong. But 17 years ago, while living in Sydney, Australia, some superhero in a metal cage decided to take out my rear wheel while I was cruising at 110 kmph on a major artery. I woke up in the hospital with 3 broken vertebrae, 6 ribs, a collarbone, and a femur.
That's like all the things.
Yeah.
Like it's like Evel Knievel. Yeah, I was a bit banged up. I should have gotten back on the bike, but my partner made it clear she wasn't thrilled about the idea, and I obliged. Because, Viking blood and all that, I'm tough as nails. I can walk just fine, and I got most of my strength back, but my back can still be a real pain in the, back. Fast forward 17 years, I found a podcast called Motorcycles and Misfits. And another 6 months later, I buy a 2017 Suzuki V-Strom 650
Nice.
DL 650. It's getting delivered tomorrow. And I've been grinning like a kid since I bought it 3 days ago from an amazing dealer here in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia, called Hobart Motorcycles. So I blame you for my current financial situation.
You're welcome.
I'm now short over 10,000 Australian dollars
It's a lot
after
for a
buying the
650.
bike and all the gear. Thanks a lot. Just wanted to thank you. You sound like an amazing lot, and I look forward to many more episodes. Kind regards, Harry Beckfold.
All right.
Welcome back, Harry. Welcome back.
That's great.
Thanks,
N
Harry.
plus one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We've heard from a lot of people who hadn't ridden or weren't riding, but found our podcast and then were inspired to get on a bike. I think that's pretty cool. I would just, my advice, getting back on there.
Slow.
Yeah.
Take an advanced riding class like what
Yeah.
Pacific Motorcycle
Yeah.
Training
Yep.
offers. This is something we recommend, to anyone. And I'm sure you have a class, you have a school out there. Might as well
Or just
get
It's
on
our
it.
next location, Hobart, Tasmania.
Just fly out for the Laguna. Take 'em all.
It is on the Pacific,
come on
right?
out. It's not that far. I think it's only like a 26-hour flight. You'll be
That's
there
it.
before you know it.
There you go.
Ooh.
Come on, join us.
I'll loan you a bike.
We'll have a motorcycle on the house waiting for you.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that's a good offer. Well, guys, we are caught up on the emails.
All right.
We're caught up on all of our stories just in time because we've got all this stuff that's going to be coming up soon. We've got what's next? We got Moto America. We've got Arma. We've got Vintage Days.
Yep.
Yep.
That
We're doing BDR in September.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Like 5 days.
We're gonna have a busy summer. Ray and I might be buying a shared bike.
Ooh.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Is this like like with the 3-wheeler ones with a sidecar? Or?
No. No, there's a bike I'm interested that we got to sit on in Pakistan. The CF Moto, the 450 MT, which is
wow.
rally bike. Have you seen this yet, Craig? It's kind of like the Tenere looking. It's a 450 in there.
Oh, I think they had it out at the when they brought the big CF Moto truck last
Yeah,
year.
I think
It's got
so.
the rally style front.
And we kind of like sat on it, and it feels really light. So I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued, but I'm also curious about trying a CF Moto to see if this is truly the bikes that are going to break the whole Chinese-made barrier. So we will see. We will see. A lot coming up. But also that means send us your emails, motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com. We need to hear from all of you what you're doing. And I think we're going to continue having visitors come. So that sounds like fun. Come on down and visit. You don't need an invitation. Just show up. But if you bring a 6-pack of something, you get bigger welcome from us. I'm just going to say.
Especially a 6-pack of donuts. That's-
6-pack of donuts. So on that note, I think we're ready. Thanks, everyone. Go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. Got T-shirts for sale.
Follow us on social media.
Yeah. You got to have the new T-shirts if you're going out to motorcycle events, right? Everybody knows that. Yeah. Follow us on social and just, make sure if you didn't check it out, listen to the Bike Riders review, and go see the movie.
Yep.
I think that wraps it up. So, time to get out of here. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it. This is Liza.
Douglas.
Stumpy John.
Craigzilla.
Ray.
Naked Jim, son.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.